There's actually a lot of people to thank for this one, so we'll make it brief. Thank you to Adam Tickets for combining with T-Mobile for a T-Mobile Tuesdays code deal, plus $5 off concessions using Amazon Pay, plus AMC Theaters for the free print, comic, early access fan event, popcorn, and free Gold Peak tea. Woo! That's a lot. Enjoy the show. Greetings. It is I, Dr. Ivo Robotnik, also formerly known as Eggman, and I have intercepted this transmission from the multiverse. I have discovered an ultimate power source that I shall harness and finally use to take over not only all broadcasts across the infinite galaxies, but many more, and rule every universe with an iron fist. Oh, what the hell is going on? I don't know. Apparently, Eggman has somehow breached our transmissions. Yes, foolish kinda human thing, and human hybrid alien thing. I'm not a thing. You are indeed a thing. I have intercepted your travels and broadcasts, and I am going to use this to transmit my plot for galactic conquest and take over every known universe in the galaxy. And with its infinite power, I will finally defeat those pesky freedom fighters, as well as that cursed blue hedgehog. Really? You're going to use our spaceship and our transmission feed and our resources to try and take over all of the infinite multiverses just so you could get rid of a blue hedgehog? Seems a little bit of an overkill, doesn't it, Dr. Eggsuck? Oh, you're just as annoying as that hedgehog and his friends. But don't worry, I will be back soon enough. And soon, once I am back, I will destroy everything that is precious, including not only the memories and fragments of your reality, but as an evil genius myself, I'll even destroy the very transmissions and the very construct of everything you know. I am a mad genius after all. Well, you have fun with that and attempt to do that, but I'm already probably guessing that there's a certain hedgehog probably flying through space in our radars coming after you. Oh, you mean that pesky hedgehog? Yeah, he's zooming by right behind you as we speak. Cusses. I will be back soon. Sonic here. Hey, you're that weird human guy who goes around different galaxies. Yeah, I am. And you're that other alien chick, right? With the Vespa? Yeah, what about it? Don't worry, I'm gonna take care of knuckled egg sandwich head here. You just continue doing your review of my fantastic movie. And make sure you have a chili dog to go with it, too. Thanks, Sonic? I will have a chili dog in your honor. How'd you know we were doing a movie review? I know everything. I knew you were doing this even before the beginning. After all, one of the perks of going to Supersonic. So, okay, that's not canonical. You're not a telepath or anything, but I mean, sure, why not? I guess for the sake of this, whatever this is, tell the story of how you saw my early access fan event. Oh. Okay, and he's gone. Yeah, that was weird. So, why the hell did our transmissions get cut off like that? I don't know. Look, I was watching everything on the radar and everything seemed fine, and then, I don't know, all the files got corrupted. Okay. So, do we just do what is this, a review or remember the time then? I think it's both. Because he wants you to tell the story of when you went to the early access fan event, thanks to T-Mobile, Atom Tickets, and AMC Theaters. But I guess they also want you to review the movie in depth. Actually talk about Sonic 2. Yeah. Didn't you like the first one? Yeah, I did like the first one. The first one was pretty good. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I thought it was pretty good. It was solid. It wasn't my favorite, but I mean, for a video game movie, it was pretty good. Yeah. Even still. Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, this is the first time that a video game character or two just randomly popped across our travels and just decided to, hijack everything. Well, that is Eggman fashion, typically. Eggman exists in other universes? Well, yeah, so does Sonic, and so the rest of their characters. Just, this is probably the first time we've ever had to directly deal with it. Oh. Yeah. That's weird. So does that mean that the Chaos Emeralds also exist too? And, the Master Emerald and all that in some capacity? I would assume so. You're learning this information the same time I am. That is fair, I guess. It's a little odd. So, yeah. Okay. Then I guess we'll just do I'll do a remember the time segment first, and then I'll do the movie review second. And then we'll go from there. So, it's weird because I wasn't expecting this. No. I don't think you were. I don't think I was. This was a little odd. This is a little odd, not gonna lie. Yeah. Also, don't forget about the chili dog thing. Yeah. Yeah. I guess that always does bring up a quick question I've always wanted to ask. So, does this mean that other video game universes throughout our travels across the multiverse through all these different worlds, they simultaneously exist within our realm? Kinda. It's hard to explain, but in the short sense, yes, but they exist adjacent to us. Oh, yeah. Got it. Yeah. So they exist, but they don't exist. Does that make sense? That makes sense. Okay. They exist, but not in the realm of, possibility that we can, see tangible, physically to us. At least not yet. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Well, this feels almost like a sketch, though. I hate doing, sketches before a movie review or before, a segment or something. Well, normally you don't do them. Normally I don't even do them. You're the comedy guy. I'm just the one that's gonna go fight and bash shit. Oh, so you're gonna go follow Sonic? I'm not gonna be able to catch up with his supersonic speed. But, it's not like I'm not gonna go watch the fight in space or anything. That's true. Okay. Well, based on the sounds we're hearing, it sounds like they're fighting pretty good. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. So, I'm gonna go watch the fight, from my, bedroom window. You do the story time and the review, I guess. Yeah. report back to me what you see. So fucking weird. Okay. Well, I'll have to look into that. Well, I thought this was only going to be a one-time thing, but I guess all the different segments are blending, kinda, which is weird. I guess there's something more to it, because that's a bit odd. I apologize for the technical difficulties. So we'll get on that. So welcome to kind of a different style of segment. Obviously with that indicator, that means that this is going to be a special. So that means that I guess not only am I doing a movie review, but I'm kind of reminiscing about an untold story. So, yeah, I guess what the heck. I'll see if I can do it under 10 minutes. Probably not, but, yeah. So, a while back, I reviewed the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie, right? That came out from Paramount, which was a decent movie. It was pretty good. So I liked it. I don't think it was the greatest out of, all the video game movies in the world, but it was definitely a step in the right direction, and it did a lot of good things. It was solid. I liked it. So Sonic 1 is good. Sonic 2, however, was a lot of fun. Especially because, so, before I even get into the review, I guess I should tell the story behind, seeing the movie. So, a while back, I have a friend of mine who has T-Mobile, and, they have one of those, fancy, like, much nicer plans with T-Mobile, and because of that, they qualify for T-Mobile Tuesdays. Well, I have a different phone plan, and because of that, I don't usually, do the T-Mobile Tuesday stuff, so just because I can't afford the much higher plan, and if I don't have the much higher plan, then I can't do T-Mobile Tuesdays every week. That's just kind of how it is. I personally think T-Mobile Tuesdays should be a thing for everybody, regardless of their plan, but that's a rant for another day. Would that be a hot takes? No, not really. That's just more of a footnote. So point is, I saw the first Sonic movie, good movie, like I said, solid movie, and I wanted to go see the second one. But my friend Mush was like, hey, I'm not going to be able to go see it in time, dealing with some stuff, and I don't want the code to go to waste. Would you want the T-Mobile Tuesday code for Sonic 2? And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take it if you're not going to use it. So they gave it to me, and the code basically was, if you went through Atom Tickets, you got your movie ticket for like $5, which is not bad at all. So, and I think that's pretty neat. So, which is cool because T-Mobile and Atom Tickets have kind of done stuff with movies for a while now. They used to do like $5 movie tickets pretty much almost every week back then. But, at the time of this recording now, they only do it like once a month. So, and it's usually anyone's best guess as to what movie it's going to be. So sometimes it's a good movie. Sometimes it's just a, whatever movie. Who cares? But, it's a movie. So now, normally, most of my movie reviews are either movies I watch at home, movies that I, go see at Synergy Entertainment, which you guys have seen plenty of those episodes. And normally Movie Time with Crash is sponsored by Synergy Entertainment. But in this particular case, the story that happened was I got the code from my friend Mush. So I was able to go onto the Atom Tickets app, enter the code, and get my $5 movie ticket, right? No big deal. Well, I had posted on social media that, hey, I'm going to go and see, Sonic 2, no big deal. Well, around the same time, apparently Atom Tickets and AMC Theaters were also doing a thing where, with some other stuff, I think it was you could get a half off a large popcorn, was it as well too? But they also were doing a thing where it was like $5 off concessions with AMC and Atom Tickets. So I was like, cool. So I went to order the ticket and I ordered, a drink, and I wound up getting a gold, what was it? I wound up getting the popcorn essentially for free because the two offers stacked, which was really cool. And so, because of that, I had bought the ticket for $5, plus I had gotten essentially a free popcorn, which was cool. So, I ordered my ticket, and it turns out that the code works for the early access fan event that they were doing for Sonic 2. So, which I thought was really cool, because I was like, oh, cool. I can see it early, and I can go to the, fan event and get some extra goodies for free. So the fan event, you got to see it in Dolby Atmos, which is, if you've never done a movie in Dolby Atmos, it's peak. It's absolute peak. It's mwah, chef's kiss. You treat yourself one of these days, Dolby Atmos, if you can. It's worth the extra money, trust me. But what wound up happening was, because the code worked, I got a Dolby Atmos early access fan event ticket with the popcorn for $5 plus taxes, which I was like, hot damn, that's a good deal, plus the $5 off concessions. So that worked out really well. Well, when I got to the theater, I got my ticket and everything, right? You also got a collector's print from the artist Tyson Reese, which, for those who don't know, if you're not a Sonic fan, there's a bit of a backstory behind that too. So Tyson Reese is a guy who's been a big fan and a big member of the Sonic community. And what wound up happening is, after years and years and years of Sonic Team and Sega Team just having issues, right, making, let's be honest, decent Sonic games, they finally decided, you know what, we're going to hire a bunch of actual fans from the community to make the next big Sonic game for us, because we've been seeing all the mods and all of the fan builds and stuff that people have made online. So was it Tyson Reese teamed up with Christian Whitehead and like a few other people. There's a whole story behind it. You can look it up when you want. But essentially, that duo combined with some other people wound up being the basis for making Sonic Mania, which is, if you have not played it, it's a fantastic Sonic game, and I've even played it a few times in the past over on twitch.tv/, well, you know where at this point. And so, the point is, so they had hired Tyson Reese as now an official, like, hire-on for Sega past the game. So he's now an official artist and an official, like, Sega head for the Sonic team. He's an official Sonic, I guess, I don't want to say producer, but a creator, if you will. So anyhow, so they wound up giving away special posters and prints for Sonic 2, which was really cool. And then on top of that, they're giving away a special comic as well too, with an exclusive cover exclusive to the fan event. So far, to recap you, that's $5 movie ticket, $5 off concessions, free popcorn, a free comic, a free print, early access to the fan event, and they had surprised me because in my AMC rewards, I guess, or I guess someone at AMC like saw the post or something, I got hooked up with a free Gold Peak tea as well too. So free drink, free popcorn, free comic, free print, early access fan event, all the codes worked properly. The experience was amazing. And to see it in Dolby Atmos. Like, I got spoiled that day seeing Sonic 2. So it was really cool to actually just see the movie like that and be spoiled with that. And the sound quality with the soundtracks and, you know, the musical score, the action scenes, just everything in the movie with the sound was absolutely perfect in Dolby Atmos. It was something I would definitely wind up doing again. Possibly even in the future for another sequel. So, but yeah, movie was fantastic. So, now, as far as my review goes of the film, that's where we're going to do a separate take on that. Hey, any updates? Yeah, there's a fox flying through space outside our window, and he's repairing our ship. Oh, yeah. And he's fixing the transmitters and the reception signals and the wiring and all that. Yeah. Who the hell is this? That's Tails. Or, as he's officially known, as Miles Tails Prowler. Ah. And it's a flying fox. That has, like, a couple of tails that spins and makes it fly? Yeah. Huh. You know what I'm surprised about? Huh. You're not a Sonic fan? No. I'm not a Sonic fan. I had Sega games and I've played on like Dreamcast and Genesis and other consoles and stuff, but I never grew up with Sonic. Ah, yeah. So, I was a weird one. I played other games. Fair enough. Yeah. So that's why I didn't recognize the character at first. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? And then I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. Makes sense. So, but that's what's going on. Fight's still happening, although it's way further off in the distance now, so we can't really hear it. You can only kind of see it. Yeah. So there's that. Anyhow, how are you? I'm good. About to start the movie review, so if you want to tune in, I'm good. Okay. I'm gonna review Sonic 2 and then give my thoughts on it and go from there. So that works. Yeah. So well, you have fun with that. I'm gonna watch the fight a bit more. Looks like it's wrapping up pretty soon, so okay. Yeah. Nothing too serious. Yeah. That works with me. So, then I'm probably gonna do this review and then go from there. Yeah. Kind of weird that things are happening around us instead of us going to the thing for once, isn't it? Yeah, this is a little bit of a script reversal, if you will. Yeah. A role reverse? Yeah. I'm not used to things happening around us. I'm used to going to things. Yeah. Well, have fun. Yeah, you have fun as well. Keep an eye on the ship. Will do. Love you. Love you too. Mwah. Mwah. Well, the fight's still going on out there outside of the ship. So, that means that they're still duking it, which means that, as far as I know, our transmissions are currently in the clear. So, I'm guessing Tails is working on fixing our broadcasts and stuff with our ship and repairing stuff. So, yay. I don't know how Tails is breathing in space though. Has Tails ever gone, super Tails or anything like that? I don't know. Sonic fans, let me know if Tails has ever gone like, golden Tails or something, with the emeralds and collecting all of them and all that. I guess I'll just do the movie review. Sonic 2. So, Sonic 2 was actually something that I was pleasantly surprised with. Because the first movie, I thought was good. I liked it. It was solid. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't something that, was the best video game film in the world. But the sequel definitely exceeded that in the best way possible. And I really was impressed with how they followed up with what happened at the end of the first film with, Eggman being sent to the Mushroom Planet, which, if you haven't seen the movie, first one, spoilers, but yeah. And then, they gave him more of his classic outfit and design. Jim Carrey still does a wonderful job as Eggman, and he still brings his A game with the performance, and just watching for Jim Carrey alone in his natural, crazy, unhinged, feral, chaotic, mindset is a show in itself. That already is worth a movie ticket and admission. But, the fact that they also introduced Knuckles in this one, we finally got to really see more of Tails. Because this was also the introduction of Tails as well, too, in a sense. I really liked... And I'm just doing kind of like a what I like and what I dislike sort of thing with this review. But I'm not doing this in any sort of tangible order of things. But like, I really liked the way they had not only the introduction to Knuckles with him teaming up with Eggman to get the Master Emerald before, Sonic and Tails do, but I like the way they introduced Knuckles' character to Sonic with their first, like, meeting with each other and then, like, briefly duking it out and fighting, which was cool. I liked Eggman, Jim Carrey in this one a lot more, especially because in this one, you could tell he leans into the character way more than, say, the first one, and he just goes completely bonkers with how Eggman would act in the games themselves. Tails does a really good job at being Tails. In fact, it's the actual original VA from the video games, Colleen, that actually voices Tails in the second movie. And she does a fantastic job voicing Tails. And she does a good job with, like, bringing Tails' like, I guess, like, Tails' like, how do I say this? Like the character of Tails out. But I always forget, too, that in the early days of Sonic, because a lot of the criticisms with the second film that I've seen online is that everyone says, oh, well, Tails acts more like a fanboy to Sonic than, he does as, like, an actual partner or a companion. But, like, I think a lot of hardcore Sonic fans and Sonic fans alike tend to forget that, yeah, that's kind of the point. Tails originally was kind of this sort of like, wow, oh my god, Sonic is so cool kind of character in the original, like, first couple games, the kind of the run of it. I'm not, that when they transitioned to having Tails having an actual voice and a personality, that Tails was always this, like, yeah, Tails is smart, but, like, more whimsy and naive, which is the whole point. So, but obviously in later games and in later stories and later things down along, they balance that out. So this is kind of hearkening back to that, and I didn't mind it. I know that's a critique with a lot of people for some weird reason, but I actually didn't mind it. I'm one of the few people that like, no, this makes sense. Another thing I really like is that the kind of the actual literal plot of this one is, now that, the day is saved from the first movie, Sonic's now kind of itching and sort of jonesing to be like, man, I want to be a real true hero to Green Hills. I want to be, even cooler than the Donut Lord. And I got a family now, and family is important. And, and I still got it, I still love chili dogs, but man, I really want to be a hero. That's like, he has that sort of like mentality of like, I want to save the world 24/7. I want to be the greatest. And, I forget the human characters' names. But they're basically like, well, Sonic, look, don't rush into being a hero just yet, buddy. Here, we need to have a father-son talk here. Listen, buddy, start small. Do good with your community. Be nice to people. Like, help out where you can. Don't rush into being a hero, right? Because if you do, then bad things happen. And, of course, Sonic also being a little, fish out of water still, even from the first one, they're just kind of like, well, yeah, he's going to want to, like, save the world and do things, but, he's also gonna want to, like, be important and all that. And that's kind of the thing with this one is, like, Tom, that's his name, Tom, advises Sonic to just sort of remain patient for the day with his powers and, just hang out and chill and whatever. But I guess while staying at home too, Sonic is attacked by Robotnik, and that's where the scene where, Jim Carrey introduces Knuckles, who's the Echidna warrior, who's returned to Earth for revenge on Sonic, because they demand the location of the Master Emerald themselves, and it grants its users ultimate power and the ability to change reality at their will. And so he can honor his ancestors, which is, again, something that's ripped straight from the games, too. So, and I noticed this, especially with this one, not so much the first film, but with this one, they really did rip a lot of the elements and story beats from the video games and sort of just do that and just sort of like push the story beats and the similarities from the games into the movie and translate it well, which is good. So that's a good thing. So I don't mind that at all. So it works really well. And then obviously, right, Sonic is rescued by Tails, and, he idolizes Sonic and tries to warn him about Knuckles. And so now it's sort of, the whole movie is a ragtag chase to see who gets the Master Emerald first, and, who gets where first in one big goose chase. Also going on in the background, well, okay, that's the one negative I have about this movie, and you already know where this is going, but, like, this is the same problem I have with the Godzilla films, which I'm gonna review some Godzilla films at some point too, and, the Godzilla Kong films at some point, but fucking balance the human shit with the animal shit. Okay? Like, there's, every time that one of these movies is made, it doesn't matter if it's Sonic, it doesn't matter if it's about a rabbit, it doesn't matter if it's Godzilla Kong, it doesn't matter if it's about giant robots. There's this sort of weird juggling act that these companies have to do, where it's like, yeah, we know you're here for the action scenes and the video game characters and the giant monster kaiju fights, and that's the main attraction. But Carol has to go to her 9-to-5 job at Denny's. Oh no! Like, no one fucking cares. Okay? Unless the human drama, the TMZ level drama, has an integral part to the narrative or the story, like, no one cares. No one cares. We've said this for years as a general audience, and I'm saying this as a reviewer, a content creator, and an audience member as well, too. And I'm sorry, but the wedding drama was, I don't know. It could have been cut down a bit. Like, it should have been something that was more in the background, and then, like, I think the payoff for that with the whole, they're revealing that there's undercover gun agents at the wedding was cool, but, like, the build up to that could have been trimmed in half, if not more. So, I don't know. It just seems weird to me, if that makes any sense. So, but, whole bunch of back and forth, drama happens. Knuckles and Robotnik find the underwater temple that contains the Master Emerald. Sonic decides to fight Knuckles and Robotnik after Tails gets injured. It's a whole, like, a good chunk of the movie, and I know I'm skimming details, but there's a reason for this. A good chunk of the movie, right, is just this sort of back and forth goose chase of who's who in the zoo with the wedding drama and the human drama. And, you know, you already have another much more important plot happening of the who's gonna, you know, get to the Master Emerald first. So that to me just seems more important. But what makes this movie better than the first one is that the moments we do get with like Knuckles, Tails, Jim Carrey, Sonic, with some of the human stuff that's not related to the wedding, you know, all that is balanced out really well and really good. And this film is fantastic, right? And it does, you know, serve as, you know, this narrative and this world building towards everything, right? And, you know, the tension rises as, you know, back in Green Hills, you know, Robotnik actually finally, you know, no longer needs Knuckles, betrays him and leaves both him and Sonic and everyone behind. And Robotnik uses his new abilities from the Emerald itself to create a giant robot representing himself, as well as having the powers of the Emerald and the Master Emerald. And now it's up to Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles to do as Sonic heroes and work together to fight Robotnik and fight the robot and the drones. And the epic fight at the end of the movie, the final battle, is absolutely fantastic. It's a lot of fun. It's genuinely entertaining. It's really good. The action scenes are good. The CGI is good. The teamwork is fun. The music's amazing. Like, all of that. And that's kind of my thing about this one, is, like, I forgave the first one for having a lot of human stuff, because the first one really is like a fish out of water story for Sonic. And then, like, the second one doesn't do that as much, but instead kind of does it more for Knuckles and Tails, and Sonic just sort of kind of like, you know, helps zoom around the plot, right? And so does Robotnik. So it's a good film. Sonic 2 is definitely better than the first one, by all means. By all means, number 2 is fantastic. But while there's a lot of positives with the second film, like, again, the action sequences, the comedy especially, the music is way more action-packed and intense. You know, seeing Idris Elba as Knuckles, he does a fantastic job. Colleen as Tails, she does a fantastic job. Seeing just Jim Carrey alone's great. The pacing with the second one is a major glaring problem. But if you stick with it, it's much better than the first one. And it's a fantastic film. So, also, I guess I would have liked to see Gunn do a little more. But I get it. They're setting everything up for Gunn in this one, and possibly in a future film, wink. But, like, you know, seeing Tails also rescue Sonic and Knuckles later on in the film, after Robotnik betrayed them with the biplane, and, you know, just a lot of the release of the film was hyped up for sure, including, like, Super Bowl ads and posters and, you know, all sorts of publicity. So this film was great. It was fantastic. And I liked it more in the first one for sure. But the pacing kind of kills it a little bit. And considering this is a movie about the blue hedgehog and his friends that go really fast and, you know, fight Dr. Robotnik, and there's a lot of action and you know, beating around and you know, heavy scenes of, you know, CGI and violence and cool stuff. It unfortunately has the same problem as a lot of Godzilla and Kong films. Not enough focus on the main point of the film, and little too much focus on all the human characters trying to set up a wedding, only for the wedding to be a setup by Gun. So, which again, I'm not upset by the reveal. I'm upset that it took long to get there, if that makes any sense. So, but good film. I liked it. I definitely watch Sonic 2 again. I think I'd probably skip the scenes with the, you know, the middle chunk of the movie with the wedding. So, but I mean, it definitely is good. And it's a very satisfying, surprisingly well done follow up to the first one. It's amusing. It's reasonably, you know, assembled for the most part. It's action packed. It's got great music. It's got great character moments. Lots of clever nods to the fans and to the games and other media. Idris Elba does a great job as Knuckles. Tim Carrey. Jim, you know, Carrey does a great job as, Jim Carrey does a great job as Robotnik. Like, it's good. But yeah, I just felt like the human stuff needed to be balanced out a bit more. That's about it. So bless me. Bless me. I'm allergic to bad pacing. But yeah, that's my review. It's good. It's better than the first one. I know I keep repeating that, but I liked it. I think the fight's wrapping up. I'll go check in and see what's up. Oh, hey. Everything's super quiet over here now. Yeah, you kind of missed it while you were doing your thing. Oh, what happened? Uh, the weird fox creature, uh, fixed our transmissions in our ship and fixed everything with his science techno stuff. Um, and then he flew off, uh, into space with Sonic and Robotnik, and I don't know, the fight ended, and then just Sonic, you know, carried Robotnik's fat ass and along with Tails back to whatever timeline they're originally from, or whatever Earth, or whatever planet, Green Hills. I don't know. I don't keep up with Sonic stuff. Yeah, but weren't you a Sega kid growing up? Yeah, but not a Sonic fan. Oh. Mm-hmm. I mean, I had a Dreamcast back when I lived in Japan, you know, and I played on a Genesis and a Dreamcast and stuff like that, you know, uh, especially when, you know, I was living with Naunta and his dad and all that. Ah, yeah. So, okay. But anyhow, I mostly played, you know, Yakuza and other games, not just Sonic. Yeah. So you missed it. Everybody got done fighting. Everything quieted down. And our ship's back to running normal. How did it go? I don't know. I told the story of how I went to the early access fan event thing, and it was fun. And then afterwards, I told my review on the movie, which the movie is good. I like the second one more than the first one for sure, but it just has pacing issues, and it suffers the same fate as Godzilla Kong movies, which is not enough focus on Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Robotnik, and weirdly more focus on human wedding drama stuff. Yeah. So, oh yeah, what about the chili dog thing? Oh yeah, so I guess I could briefly tell that story. After I went and saw the movie, I went to Coney Islander, and got a chili dog. So with all my swag, and then after I ate the Coney Islander, I went home. So, but you got a chili cheese dog? Yeah, of course. It's Sonic. It'd be a cardinal sin if you didn't get a chili cheese dog. Fair enough. But yeah, you missed it. There was a fight. I recorded some of it on my phone, so we'll watch it later. Cool. Yeah. How do you feel knowing that this is the first time, like, video game characters have crossed our path instead of us crossing their path? Yeah, it's weird that, I'm so used to going to different universes and worlds and dimensions and traveling to these timelines. I'm not used to it happening to us the other way around, where they cross our path instead of, their path. Yeah. It's a little weird, I'll admit. But it's not the strangest thing we've seen. Yeah, that's fair. So, I don't know, do we just consider this a one-off? Yeah. I don't think this is anything worth really reporting. Okay. Then you don't have to tell the Galactic Space Police Brotherhood, then I'm not going to tell. That's fair. Yeah. I'm not going to tell if you're not going to tell. No. Alright. Then I think we're done. I think we're done too. Yeah. I don't know. You want to go watch a movie? Sure. Why not? I'm down.